I just remember like seeing this young girl working in some Jordans, probably a freaking Maybach or Bentley, whatever kind of car it was, in the middle of the set. We got green screen, and then the young kids like from the hood, they were there, and I don't think they probably ever been on a set or part of that. And I just remember her just grinding, and she, made everybody feel a part, of the project.
I was in 9th grade. I was a cheerleader, and my captain was Abeni's cousin, Celia. And she asked me if I wanted to dance with her for this video. And I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. So we're practicing. The video, I think, was literally the next day. So we get on set, and Abeni was a director, and everything was super comfortable from what I remember.
I started to branch off and do my own directing thing and start my own little company. And in that process, I met Abeni Nazeer. Talented. She was young at the time, probably 19, 20, maybe. But what I saw in Abeni that a lot of people don't see is she has a grind, a hustle. What you see as an audience is the finished product. You see this wonderful video, nice edits. You assume there's a major team behind that. So when I worked with Abeni and I saw one of her sets and it was just her, and one other person, I was like, this can't be the same production that I saw on YouTube.
Abeni's characteristics stood out most in the business of what we were doing in the area because of the fact that she came with such original creative content.
If you said, hey, Abeni, your videos need to be colored better, the next day she'd watch 20 videos on color grading and would be a better colorist than people who've been doing it for the last 6 months because of her hustle, her grind. She wanted to say, okay, I don't want anything to stop me from getting from point A to point B. So if you say I need better color grading, I'm going to do it with no complaints. I'm going to learn it. And she put so much zeal behind learning it.
Abeni would sleep at the kitchen table. Her face would be on the laptop, sleep from editing like this. And this would be on a regular.
She never really thought that as a woman you could progress in like the production field. So coming around Abeni and seeing her doing her thing, like looking like she got everything together, just made me see like, okay, there's actually things that you can do in the entertainment industry and still be respected.
Wait a minute. A cracker is a cracker is a cracker, either here or there.
Could we please let the attorney talk? He has a law degree.
It's a poor city. There's not a lot of resources, and there's a history of violence that we're suffering from. So there's street politics, like there's a war going on in the city. And amongst all of that chaos, Abeni made it her mission to make the city look as good as possible.
Is it the got us behaving like vultures? Look here, listen closer. We mix emotions.
Oh, where you going, bro? I ain't seen you all day. What, you going to church or something? You got on all black, you go to the mosque, huh? You about to go pray? At least bring me back some bean pies, man. Some incense or something.
She started working on the book, How to Get Rich Quick Dummy. And I think people of the city saw it was far-fetched for her because of the fact that she was a film director. But if you were a smart business person, if you were an entrepreneur and you really know the ins and outs of business, she has such a wide facet of businesses that just encompass around just videography.
It really breaks down the mentality of how to have an idea and bring it to life. You know what I mean? That's kind of the simplest way to put it.
If you know Abeni, you know that she started her brand from scratch. There was no, person, no father with money that said, hey, here you go. There was no name that opened the door for her. She did everything herself. She proved everybody wrong herself, creating so much content, like massive content, that other directors who've been in the industry for years haven't even amassed, and being able to maneuver, building her own brand, to where, you know, she is a local celebrity in, you know, in the state of Maryland. She could make money no matter what state she was dropped in, no matter where you put her at, no matter who she was around. You bring her into a meeting with a whole bunch of people or a networking event, she's gonna have everybody's number, and she's gonna have 5 video productions lined up for the very next week, if not the next day.
2, 3.
In my eyes, I think Abeni is definitely a Baltimore legend. A lot of artists who probably never have been seen or given an opportunity or been spotlighted. If she didn't come and you know, get in the trenches and shoot them and show the world what Baltimore has.
We just wrapped up Plain Jane. This girl is a fucking beast. Wait till this shit drop.
People need books like this because it's real, it's raw, and it's authentic.
And whether it be production, whether it be, you know, any genre you want to be in, motivational speaking, you know, and acting, the book is kind of the blueprint of how to grind, how to hustle.
Abeni's put certain sections in her book that allow the reader to actually interact with what they've read. Even down to just writing down your goals. Not only what your goals are, let's chart out your strengths versus your weaknesses. Now we can list your strengths and find ideas and ways to strengthen those strengths. She's not talking in such a scripted terms. You know, everything is basically a conversation. She's talking to you. She's having a conversation with you through the book. So it makes it very easy to read.
There is no better blueprint for learning something from scratch, and this book makes it easy. It's not one of those 80,000 page books that goes so in depth into the psychological mind of a human being. It breaks it down. You know, you can read this book literally in one day, and it gives you step-by-step goals to stay on track. And that's why I think this is a great book.
It's so powerful. It's hip hop from the front to the back of the cover.
Real life stories, real life situations and scenarios, even down to her flip section in the book where she teaches you actually how to take your product and flip it and make money for yourself to reinvest back into your business.
She was way ahead of her time, and I can't imagine where she's gonna go from there.
This is it. Like, it's a mental checklist, and it's from somebody who's gone through what you've gone through. It's like, you know, they've been there.